Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Planning for Reality, and welcome to the first video of a series of my plan and goals to get out of debt and to get back into financial freedom journey and hopefully be successful at it. If you like these types of videos, I would love for you to subscribe. You can hit that button below and join our little family here. Before I start, I want to give a big thank you to one of my subscribers who just out of the blue randomly blew my mind away once again. Last year she had sent me some clothes for my little one, and I'm so appreciative of that. And this year she did the same. She sent us a huge box just randomly. Out of nowhere, she messaged me and told me that she'd sent us a box, and I'm forever grateful to her. Thank you so much. I don't have permission to share her name, but she knows who she is. I really appreciate it so much from all my heart. Thank you. We love them all. Thank you so much. So I'm doing this all with you guys here on the camera. I haven't pre-planned anything apart from just getting out numbers and jotting them down on a paper in terms of debt. And in this video here, we're just going to do a plan and our debt overview. So when we think about the Dave Ramsey concept, we think about one of my kiddos got me this on Mother's Day and I haven't used it yet. I'm going to, let's use some of these pens. Is that a cover or, okay. Plan. So when we talk about the Dave Ramsey concept, he talks about, you know, having an emergency fund of $1,000 to start with, and then working on, you know, a snowball effect in terms of paying off your debt, and then building your emergency fund and things like that. I don't know the exact order of steps. Then there's other people on YouTube that share the 4 walls, and I don't know where that concept is from exactly, but it's basically, you know, your food and roof is one, I believe. Your savings is one. I think your debt is one. I haven't done a full research on it. But it just goes to show that there's so many different techniques out there and strategies you can use to make it suitable for your lifestyle and your finances to have financial freedom. So for us, we do have debt, yes. And it is a priority to pay off, yes. But there, and we're probably not going to do it the traditional way. Of, you know, paying small amounts or things like that. But that's not our only priority. Because what we've learned in this past year is that things just happen randomly. And I guess that's with life, that's the reality of it. And you need to be prepared. You never know what it is going to be. You might be preparing for something you've already encountered, but you're going to face a different kind of challenge. And that's kind of what happened with us. So my first goal is to plan in terms of my finances, is to, I guess I should label this goals, is to get a better job. And I am getting back into applying because my job is low income and a lot of expenses involved, not regular hours, so not very good income. There's not a lot of money left at the end. I'm just going to have a sip of the coffee. My second plan is to, I guess, have some backup money, and I'm just going to write it as it is in my brain. Have some backup money for anything. it doesn't need to be labeled. And I think a good amount here is about $1,500 to $2,000. And I don't think that's emergency. I wouldn't categorize that as emergency, but it would be too difficult for me to say for both an emergency and a backup. But I want to later down the track separate them. My goals are to be on track with my bills, because I'm kind of falling behind on track with my bills. And so part of that is going back and making payments to the old, the bills that haven't been paid yet, the outstanding amounts. Another thing is to have a budget that works. So budgeting $200 on groceries for my family isn't really realistic. We have 5 kids and 2 adults living here, and breakfast, lunch and dinner at $200 is just not realistic. We'll also purchase nappies and formula and shampoo and dishwashing liquid. So all of that is $200 is not going to cover that. Also with fuel, we have to be realistic in terms of my work. I know I can get some of it back from tax, like working and recording it as an expense, but I still have to pay for it before I record it as an expense. So that comes out of my income. For example, we have to be realistic when it comes to like budgeting for events. It's part of our life. We can't be living and not living, if you know what I mean. Like I can't cut everything out of the life just to stay on a strict budget. I can't cut out birthdays and Christmas and events and, you know, whatever the events is. I can't just stop everything to save the money or to get out of debt. It needs to work for us. So we need to be able to cover the extra expenses, such as you know, gifts, birthdays, events, clothes, haircuts. You know, my kids haven't been having haircuts regularly. These are part of life. I know they're not necessity. They're not necessary to live. You don't need them, but they're also not really wants. They're a part of life. So I want to be able to do that. And then I want to, you know, get out of debt. And I need to be realistic. I'm not going to be getting out of debt completely this year or next year. It's going to take us longer than that. So I need to be realistic, get out of debt and maybe pay off, you know, a few debts this year if I can, or at least one of them. We'll see. And then I need to, after that, you know, be on track with my journey. And then we will revisit then. We won't just stop here and never come back and make a new plan or new goals. We're going to revisit. We're going to start with this kind of focus, and then we can revisit. So once, you know, we're on track and we've covered our monthly bills and, you know, we're able to cover some of the extra expenses and we've got our backup money and things are working out, then we can go ahead and start thinking about fixing the house a little bit or changing the car, which is something that is going to happen in the future, and it's going to need to happen because I do have an older car and it's not going to last forever. My house is an older house and it is falling apart. There are things that need to be replaced and repaired. So this is not a long-term goal. This is our short-term goal. And I'm only going to focus on short-term. I can't focus on long-term at the moment. So if we go ahead and go to the next page here, let's talk about in this video, or actually let's say the steps. We need to think about what steps we need to take. So the first step here is for me today, something that I can do right now is to have a debt overview. And then I want to, in the next video, we will be setting up a budget. A new budget. And we'll be doing all of this while applying for work. So if we do get work, that would be great. But we're going to work with the money that we are getting at the moment. Setting up a new budget. Then we're going to set up our binders. And then we are going to do this for a month. Try this out for a month. We're going to track our expenses to actually see what we're actually spending money on. Then we're going to review at the end of the month, which I think we'll do a review at the end of July. So that's what we're going to start with, and that's going to be a 5-part series. So let's move into our debt overview. Let's use pink. These pens actually write really, like they're nice to write with. Okay. This is a very light pink. So, what debts do we currently have? At the moment, I'll just have to pause for a sec to check on the kids. Okay, so at the moment, the first and main debt that I need to get out of is the electricity. The electricity bill, I'd been making small payments, and it's still not coming down, and the new bill has come and it's been building up. So that's $3,516 outstanding today. And there's no minimum. It's actually the whole payment needs to be made. The other thing is we have land and water. Let's combine them. And outstanding is $970 approximately. Then we have the next debt that we need to get out of is ZipPay. And I needed to use ZipPay when I was out of work. I didn't need to use it, but I went into a dark place or a bad place, and it was just easier. I know that I shouldn't have, and I could have avoided it, but it happened, and now I'm trying to fix it. So I owe $1,330 to ZipPay. And most of it went on winter clothes for the kids. And I bought a new stove because my stove stopped working. So that was what that went to. Then we have the next debt is our cash loan, which we owe a family member. And that is $7,700 owing left. That's the balance. Then the next important bill is, well, I guess the one that's more pressing than the one after it is the Centrelink debt that I incurred last year, and I've been making small payments on it, and that's $10,500 owing now. And when I mean small payments, I'm making like $30 a fortnight is being deducted from the family tax benefit. Also, the final one is the debt collection agency, and that's the Lion one. And I owe them, as at today, $7,358. This one was above $8,000 last year, if you remember, but I'm paying $50 a fortnight. So these are the main debts. We still have HEX, and we still have mortgage, and I don't even know what's owing. I'm not even going to look at it. I don't want to overwhelm myself. And I know that calculating this, I am going to overwhelm myself. But we need to do it. So 3516 plus 970. Is that in frame? Yep. 1330, 7700, 10050, 500, 7358. So 31,374 owing. Now, if we were to, for example, divide that by 31 months, this is just an example, at $1,000 a month, we could be out of debt in 31 months, which is just over 2 years. It's going to take me longer than that. So I'm trying to, that's why I don't stuff as much. I'm trying to make a little bit more payment on the electricity bill to have that done. But I need to start making payment on the land and water. So I don't have an exact plan of how I'm going to distribute my money when it comes to paying this off. And that would be what we will be doing in our budget and working that out. But at the moment, we owe $31,374 that we are aware of today. Sometimes bills come late. Sometimes things come up in between where you need to borrow more money. But that's what I know today. So, yeah. So I hope that gives you a little glimpse into the upcoming of my journey and what some of my goals are, what I'm planning to achieve. And I hope you join in and follow my journey and see whether this works or whether it doesn't work, if things need to change. And hopefully it works and we are successful. And yeah, so that's the beginning of this new journey that I'm taking, starting from fresh, starting from scratch. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I hope to see you all in my next video. I really appreciate you joining me, commenting and supporting, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now. Bye everyone.